Die, 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 you Martian scum, die! I know. Good evening, I'm Doctor Sinister, the undisputed most powerful man on the planet Earth. If you haven't heard of me by now, you probably will do by about this time next Thursday. As I predicted last year, 2009 has indeed been a glorious year for my company, Sinister Incorporated. North Korea accepted a hostile takeover bid, and I understand the shareholders of Iran are currently considering my offer. It is my firm belief that once I have both countries under heel, and with their stockpiles of nuclear weapons, I will finally be able to take on the United States, and convince the UN to attack Mars, because I'm telling you people, that's where the real threat lies. Those scheming gits up there have had it for too good for too long. Putting Mars aside, I did suffer a small setback this year. I completely failed in my plans to become elected chairman of my Lego club, the British Association. But that's democracy for you. Some people say that I can't have everything, that one such as myself, who strives for absolute world domination, should take it easy. One step at a time, Dr. S, they say. But I don't believe in that. No, instead I'm going to resort to Plan B and activate my sleeper agents within the association. They will soon stage a military coup on my behalf and ease me into power. And so to those agents I hereby issue the code words. O Rose, thou art sick. There, that should do it. In the meantime, as the bloodshed within the British Association commences, I've been pondering some of my older sinister edicts, and it's clear to me that the list of enemies of the state has become somewhat outdated. So here is a new list. The following people are hereby declared enemies of the state and the new order, and should be shot on sight. Number 1. People use the term Legos. It means nothing. It's wrong. The term is Lego. Number 2. DVD producers who put trailers at the start of a disc that you can't skip through. How annoying is that? Number 3. Magazine editors who allow advertisers to fill their insides of their crappy magazines with leaflets that fall all over the place as soon as you pick up something to read in the newsagents. Evil. Number 4. The person who designed my son's CD player. The CD player who he thought had the bright idea of putting the volume control at the back of the machine. At the back! It's lunacy! Number 5. The Martians! In fact, I probably ought to stop there, because I hate nearly everybody, and we'll be here all night. I'll issue a pamphlet, and you can all read it afterwards, and there'll be a test. Won't that be fun? Spiffing. As the richest man on the planet, people sometimes ask me what I spend all my money on. Well, beans on toast and Lego, obviously. But there are certain projects that catch my eye. The Large Hadron Collider cost a pretty penny, I don't mind telling you. But please bear in mind that if you accidentally upset me, I do have the ability to completely destroy the planet. It doesn't take much for me to turn on the Large Hadron Collider to full power and create a black hole large enough to suck in the entire planet. So please bear that in mind. And to those who are concerned about the Martians, don't worry, I've got a little scheme lined up for them as well. Yes, we're building a second Hadron Collider. You see, I'm brilliant. So far this year, I have survived no less than 15 assassination attempts. This is actually 30 less than the year before, so I'd like to say thanks to everyone for trying their hardest to obey my will and avoid killing me. In fact, it's been so long since I had to break out a new clone that this old body has got some grey hairs on it. Look at that, grey. But please, no more jokes about me being a badger. Remember, I've got the button. On to happier topics. I see in the news that we've now found water on the moon. This will be a delight to all the dissidents I sent there in rockets which crash landed on the surface. Now the only issue they have to tackle is the lack of air. I'd like to finish today with some thoughts on global warming, because it's a load of crap really, isn't it? I mean, it takes 3 nuclear generators to power up, heat up my entire bunker, and I don't see it getting any warmer outside. In fact, I even had to turn the temperature up again today. You know, I don't often visit the furthest parts of my base, but I like it kept warm just in case. People say that's wasteful. Is that wasteful? Wanting to be warm all the time? As I say, I don't see the world getting any hotter. What's the bloody problem anyway? I mean, people complain about the polar bears. Do you see polar bears adding anything to the world economy? Because I sure as hell don't. In fact, if I were an animal living out in the wild, and I had to go through some of the crappy winters that we've had to go through with just a bit of fur covering me, I think I'd be grateful if it got a little bit warmer. So I regard it as your people's duty to raise the temperature of this planet. Turn everything on. Go on. I order you. Mankind, I think, is being very selfish in wanting to maintain the status quo and keep the planet's temperature at the same level, because we're alright, aren't we? We've got jumpers and coats and central heating and gas fires and patio heaters to keep us warm. So yeah, it's alright for us. We don't get cold. But I bet the little bunnies do. Go on, ask the rabbits, see what they think. And then the mental cases come along and say, oh no, man, if you use your patio heater, the planet will warm up. Well, my response is, isn't that the whole point? So, let's assume for a moment we're living in a world where the environmentalists have had their way. We've had to turn off all our mega plasma TVs, all our computers and hi-fis, and they've made us dump all our huge gas-guzzling cars in landfills, and now we're walking everywhere. I think we'd be pretty cold again pretty quickly. So, then we'd want it all back again. So I say, and I say this with having got some advice from my experts, screw the polar bears! And that's why I wasn't invited to the Copenhagen conference. But I don't care. Have a happy Sinistmas.